What's up, everybody? Welcome to the trashy ass no filter show where the background still look like we under construction. Other priorities got me focusing on other areas, but I promise I'll upgrade the background soon. I hate that because instead of you paying attention to the meat and potatoes, some of y'all will pay attention to the side dishes in the background. And that'll divert your attention from listening carefully to the details in which I'm spitting. Now, some of y'all might see it as rambling, but it's a lot of people out here that could take something from this, as I do when I watch random videos. And I don't really get intrigued by what's in the background. What intrigues me is what's coming out of the mouth of the person that's spitting. And speaking of intrigued by someone speaking something, just got off the phone with a friend of mine that's been in a marriage for 12 years and they decided to call it quits. And it broke my heart because long relationships like marriages, not boyfriend and girlfriend, these are last of a dying breed, especially for our generation and in our culture. He was like, dude, I don't even know how I'm going to be able to function. I don't know if I'll be able to trust in a relationship. He was like, pickup lines are dead now. He said, my partners that disrespect females, they get more cat than the respectable dudes. He was like, the respectable dudes got to pay their way to play. And then they get burned in the end. I was like, damn, you know what? You got a point. The last time I dated, it was like the 90s. I got married in like 2003. I mean, the way the game is now is totally different than it was back then. They don't have relationships no more. People have arrangements and agreements. There's no real commitment. They're just committed to that moment. Now, as an individual living life, yeah, the moment is very important. But when you're talking becoming one with someone else that you haven't known your whole life and you finally combine like Voltron to become one, that's a lifelong process. Because it's going to take you double the years that it took you up until you met them for you to get to know them. For an example, I got married at 23, right? I met my wife at 21, 22. For 21 or 22 years, I was C Keys. For the next 44 years, I have to learn to adjust to my other half. Simple as that. So in that process, before I make a decision of a commitment that deep, I ask myself questions about telltale signs to determine whether or not this is something I could tolerate for the rest of my life. A lot of y'all knows be so wide open that you compromise, and the very thing you compromising with is the very thing that causes the split in the relationship. So whose fault is it? That person for being exactly who they were in the very beginning and you not picking up on the signs? Or yourself for not paying attention to the obvious signs? Some people think you should, just excuse the fact that you were being naive. Everyone's not as transparent as I. I was just hollering at another homeboy. And he was like, dude, if you met a chick, she was interested in you, would you tell her you were married? Fuck yeah. Why not? I mean, and this is a perspective of me as a person. If I were a person to do dirt or cheat, I'm not going to exclude or excuse the fact that I'm married with a family. That's a part of me. I take pride in that shit. So any chick that wants to fulfill that fantasy, that's the only role you're going to get. You're not taking the place of wife or my fam. You are entertaining me and I'm entertaining you. It is a pleasure fest. Nothing else related or attached. Now, I'm not saying or I'm not condoning that. I'm just giving y'all a better perspective of where a man's mind at in most cases when he loves his wife and his family, but he still cheats. Now, there's some men that wake up in the morning, they have oatmeal and pussy for breakfast, somebody else's, and I'm talking to Cat. He out here looking for a puss in boots with yoga pants on. That's his agenda for the day, just to feel like he took down some draws of a chick that was a challenge. And ladies, I want to definitely put y'all up on game. Okay, you ready for this? The more stature, the more respect, the more esteem you have for yourself, the more you hold out, the bigger you are on that list of chicks he scratch off his list for knocking down. Think about that. A ratchet chick, he ain't putting her nowhere on that list. But a chick that's an executive, you get with him, the first month, he snatch all your cheese from you. Second month, you're getting your car repoed. Third month, you're getting an eviction notice. Fourth month, you're begging to move in with him. Fifth month, you have to move in it with your parents. And this dude was the same dude he was when he met you. The only difference is your nose or your throat or what's beneath that robe was so wide open that you didn't see the obvious signs. No one's gonna hold up a sign like, hey, I'm a dirty motherfucker. Enter at your own risk. There's some out there like that. And it's funny, those that are like that usually be pulling some of the baddest females, which makes me question. The more the physical appearance appears to be glorious, does that suffice for the insecurities that are on the inside? Damn, that's deep. Think about that. And speaking of that, I'm getting so sick and tired of you ladies out here on that bullshit. Now let me tell you something, ladies. I love you to death, and I think you're the greatest thing that has ever been blessed for man. What I mean by blessed for man is not a gift in the such of December 25th, but a gift as far as that completion cycle of who I am as a person. Love you to death. But if you don't have enough esteem to show me who you are when we first meet, and then expect me to love you for the person that you hide under beneath all that damn makeup and all that damn wig and shit and them accessories, I can't fool with you. That's another reason why I'm scared to get into a relationship if God forbid anything happened between my wife and I. I wouldn't want her to pull off that makeup and look like one of my homeboys I grew up with back in the days. I'd need to see some DNA and some pregnant pictures of Shanae. Dude, I'm telling you, it's a trip. Ladies, if he can't accept you for who you are and see what you add on as a bonus, fuck him. I guess that's why I like those innocent looking on the outside, apple pie on the window pane, take care of their kids with voluptuous bosoms. You know why? Because behind them sheets, if you please them right, they a beast. And the animal they are on the inside, you would never imagine on the surface. I call those treasures and best kept secrets. But anyways, back to the ill freestyle. You know, I really want people to understand that when it comes to who you are as an individual, being as transparent as possible is the best way you should be. Because when you're transparent, it helps you eliminate a lot of the unnecessary bullshit that can gravitate toward you. When you're not transparent and you're complicated, then other people can get a subjective perception of who you are and approach you based on such, treat you such as such, and then when you try to defend yourself, they're pointing fingers at the perception that you gave them because you weren't transparent from the beginning. I say this all the time. I'm not worried about your funny looking ass son out here with a mouth full of gold fronts or mouth looking like a bag of Skittles or like he ate multicolored noun laters, hair all over the fucking place, tattoos everywhere, coming to my house, knocking on my door, talking about, man, can I see your chick? My chick? You mean my daughter? I ain't worried about those. I'm worried about the dudes that are like me that were very transparent. Look, sweetheart, I'm not looking for a relationship. As a matter of fact, I suggest we don't become intimate, because if we become intimate and that becomes habit forming, I want you to understand that we're still not in a relationship. And you know what? Your feelings will be hurt and you'll be sore about it. Sorry, I gotta scratch my back. And you won't believe what I'm scratching my shit with. Women, understand my story, still have an intimate relationship with me, and then when they decide, oh, I think we'll be a perfect couple, I'll be like, nah, nothing's changed in my brain, but I still felt some form of conviction because of that, even though, so I learned to withdraw myself altogether. Now, after 17 going on 18 years of being with the same person and learning new things with this person every day, because we don't travel in the same lane or perform on the same stage as all these other folks in relationships, hashtag emoji, share on Instagram or Facebook, it will be very difficult for me to come back out there and start that process again, especially at this age, especially being that my wife kidnapped me so early. I think I would be unhealthy for any woman moving forward in a relationship. And I'm just keeping it 100 because I'm fresh out. I'm going to experience and try things on my bucket list that shit I wasn't able to try due to my commitment elsewhere. Now, understand this, because I don't want people to get a misconception, or especially women. I got 4 daughters. I have no intent or no thought process to disrespect you as a woman. I appreciate the woman species. Matter of fact, I was raised around majority women, and I guess that's why they all gravitate to me. And what I want women to understand is that I appreciate and respect your independence. But don't allow us to continue to advocate our behavior as men because we cater to a side of you that is less desirable, but you are attracted to that. Because what that does is it makes a true gentleman believe that all he have to do is spend some chips on a chick and she'll do whatever he pleases. So why would he have to have a commitment with you? Another thing, most men that cheat, it's not because they out there just looking for something to dig in. It's because majority of these women out here would prefer to be with a married man. You want to know why? Hold on, let me take a drink. The reason why they would prefer to be with a married man is because they know the man's story. They know the man's situation. They know outside of his wife and fam, his fantasies are being lived through them. They ain't got to worry about no questions of somebody else on the side. And even if it is what their argument is, you the person on the side too, to his wife. But most of the time, if she's fulfilling all the fantasies and the wife is fulfilling all the family role, then what other energy does he have to extend to another female? Unless he has an issue psychologically with just sleeping around. Men are instinctive and creatures of nature. And if you put a peach cobbler with some vanilla bean ice cream next to me, peach cobbler fresh out the oven, and ice cream just melting onto the peach cobbler, I can be on an intermittent fast. I could be training for, whatever the case may be. Because I know that's a kryptonite of mine. Guess what? I'm going to eat the whole thing. And I'm still going to hit them weights the next day like I never touched it. And no, I'm not going to go out here admitting to people that I ate that. I'm just going to work out twice as hard so they don't notice the weight gain. But aside from that, going back to the original plan, I give people my age props for still dating out here. Because it's hard. And nowadays, I can kind of lightweight understand why older people are dating younger people. Because if the people of their peers are acting the same way these kids 10, 15 years younger than them are acting, and I'm not talking about robbing a cradle. I'm talking about 25-year-old with a 40-year-old, 30-year-old with a 50-year-old. You know why they going that route? Because if my peers are acting the same age as these youngsters, then what's the difference psychologically between dating one of them youngsters, except they juice is a little bit more ripe on the surface. But that's for those that don't understand, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So I say all that to ask this question. Peers of my group, are you dating to look for love? Are you dating to have fun? Are you dating for a life partner? Or are you searching for something that you truly have within, but you have yet to tap into it because you think that your happiness is going to come from the white picket fence to happily ever after? Your happily ever after may not be in a marriage or a relationship for 17 to 18 years. But if you love yourself, that won't matter. I told my wife I love you to death, but if you left me, I'd cry, I'd be hurt, I'd be sad. But I will overcome and get on with my life because the love I have for myself is much deeper than trying to get my love from someone else that doesn't want it. And I have kids now. I have family now. I have responsibilities now that'll help me push beyond my natural emotions. It's okay to feel pain, be hurt, be disappointed. But my question is, where's your happiness coming from? Don't envy with those in relationships. Cheer for them. Because I'm cheering for your ass when your single ass with no kids can take vacations and trips and do shit that I could never do at this point in my life because I chose a different path. So instead of me being angry or bitter at the fact that you have the freedom you have and the financial freedoms you have, I should cheer for you because you represent what I can't accomplish. If we had this type of thought pattern, you know how successful we all would be with each other? Have a relationship with yourself first before you choose to have a relationship with someone else. You'll be surprised about how much stuff you don't know about yourself and how many habits you formed based on insecurities within yourself. This is C Keys, food for thought, random, the ghetto ass no filter show. Love y'all, salute, and peace.